We're joined this morning by author and poet Marshall Pope. And Marshall, good morning to you, sir. Thanks for coming today.
Good morning to you.
You got in that rush hour traffic, didn't you,
yes,
brother?
Yes, I
did. New book, Telesta. This is your seventh and final book. Talk about it.
Telesta, my final inspiration. It's my last book for now.
Wait a minute, last book for now?
For now.
Okay, all right.
Before I wrote my first book, I promised God that I was going to write 7 books. And this is my 7th book. My daughter Chantel, the future fashion designer, helped me pick this picture out for the cover. Beautiful picture. This book, along with other 6 books, are available on Amazon.com. Just go online to Amazon, type in my name, purchase any one of my 7 books. This book here is sold for only $12. What makes this book different from my other 6 books is this book almost did not get released. The 7th book promise to God almost didn't get fulfilled. July the 9th this year, my family and I was dealt a devastating blow. My son was killed. He was shot in the back. I don't got all the details, but I can tell you my family and I are still mourning the loss of my son, Aldrich Garrett Pope. But the killer was arrested. And I would like to say thanks to Detective Williamson and the Talladega Police Department for the outstanding job in apprehending the killer. Detective Williamson promised my wife and I justice, and he did keep his word. Also, I would like to thank a longtime friend of my family, Mayor Larry Barton, for his support. I just can't call Mr. Barton a friend. He's more like family. City Councilman Jarvis Ellison, I would like to also thank him for his support. No parent should ever have to bury their child. But we was able to get through it thanks to family and friends, especially my cousin Lily Garrett. She was amazing. My wife and I was out of it most of the time, but she really stepped up to the plate and helped us tremendously. And my parents, Rufus and Joyce Pope, has been our backbone throughout this ordeal. They haven't left our side. I would like to say something to the people watching regarding snitching, because my son was shot in the back in broad daylight, and a whole community said they didn't see anything. This word snitching has poisoned the mind of many in the black community. Crimes happen and people literally turn their head and say, I haven't seen a thing. I'm not a snitch. Well, stop blaming the police department when they can't solve a crime. And it's not fear, because the love you say you have for God and a human life should overrule any amount of fear. It makes me wonder, if your mother, father, your child gets gunned down right in front of your face, would you say, I haven't seen a thing? People literally don't care till it happens to them, then they care. 5-year-old kids looking up to adults following the same path. Did you throw that rock through the window? And the 5-year-old saying, nah, I didn't throw that rock. I don't know who threw it. I'm not a snitch. Parents, stop trying to be friends with your kids and be parents. Teach these kids right from wrong. My son was an angel, but when he done something wrong, but better believe I made sure that he knew it was wrong. It's a lot of unsolved black homicides in Talladega, and the reason they're still unsolved is because people won't open their mouth. But that would change real soon, because I would be working with other organizations to reopen some of these closed cases and give their families some closure. What I'm saying is, people, let's get more involved to get rid and let's rid these streets of criminals, false prophets, and evildoers. Let's be Christians we're supposed to be and do what God expects us to do. As a matter of fact, I wrote a poem and it's posted on my Facebook page titled False Prophets. Can I read that?
Sure.
False prophets. We put our faith in preachers and pastors, and sometimes we forget they too are flesh and bones. Just because you preach about the kingdom does not mean you should inherit my Father's throne. Judge not, said the one who spoke. He without sin cast the first stone. We Christians sometimes criticize wrongdoers to cover up our own doing wrongs. Do unto others as you want others to do unto you. Show kindness without reward. Whenever you speak the Lord's name in vain, you blaspheme the word of God. From the fountain of wickedness drips lips. From the fountain of wickedness drip lies to quench their thirst for power and fortune. I will not drink from my enemy cup, nor sip the serpent's poison. I will drink only from the fountain of living water to quench my spiritual thirst. Beware of the false prophets in sheep clothing that build a material church. In his own image he is submitted to his own fame, in which he thinks makes him king. He has placed upon his head a crown and made human authority supreme. The father lies with his false prophets, shall drown in the lake of fire burning with brimstone. For no one without fault, sin, nor blemish, no one is good except God alone. Sell all you have and give to the poor, said Jesus to the rich young man. It is written, all mankind will not inherit the earth, only the righteous who keep my Father's commands. False prophets.
Marshall Pope, author and poet, our guest this morning. Final minute or so with he. Very quickly talk about your new book, the 7th book that you have published, and where they can get it.
Amazon.com, and you also can go on Facebook and send me a message, and my email is marshallpope@bellsouth.net. And this is my last book for now. I still will be working with the Post-Inspiration mission to help the homeless and anyone who needs my help. But for now, this is my last book.
All right, Marshall, thanks for being with us this morning. It's
Thank
always
you
a
for
pleasure,
having me.
sir. We've got more coming up on Daybreak. Quick look at sports right after this timeout.